Good morning, good morning. So, I have crazy analogies that pop into my head, and I must share them because I'm like, that makes a lot of fucking sense, spirit. So, imagine you're in a bag. We're all seeds. Just whatever seed you want to be, imagine you're a seed, okay? And then there's a big old satchel, and we're all in this bag together. And the bag is labeled oranges. So our entire lives, this bag of seeds, never planted. We're all just in this bag, living our lives, and we're like, we're oranges. Yeah, we're oranges. It says so on the bag. Oh, silly, duh. What do you think we are? And then one day, a tiny hole just forms, and one of the seeds falls out. This seed rolls down a little hill, and then it starts to fall into the soil. The seed thinks it's dying. It doesn't know what's happening because it's an element of change it's never experienced before. It's like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh my God, I'm dying. And it goes into the ground and it starts to realize, okay, I'm in solitude. I'm by myself. What's happening? What's going on? Okay, I don't understand. Okay, and then finally, you start feeling things happening. You start feeling the chemical reactions. You start feeling your side split open. You're like, oh my God, this is it. I'm dying. What's going on? And then a sprout pops out. This little cool sprout that's like, wow, I can move that sprout. I used to just be a dormant seed, and I was stuck in that bag that said I was an orange. Oh my God, I'm gonna be an orange tree. Yes! And out of nowhere, you just keep growing, and you grow through the dark, and your roots get planted in your foundation, and then you come out of the ground, and you start to go through all the seasons and the weather and everything that's been around to help the nature, whatever that nature needs to do. Okay, let's just keep following the story. Don't get sidetracked by details. So then, one day, finally, you're like, oh, I have fruit. It's going to be an orange. It's going to be an orange. And boop, out pops an apple. And your whole reality's like, I thought I was an orange tree, universe. The bag said I was an orange tree. Everyone in the bag said I was an orange tree. And the God's like, I never said that you were an orange tree. That's just a bag. It just says oranges. That whole bag is my seed bag. There's orange apples, pears, blueberries, cucumbers, peaches. Every seed is in there. And it's like, oh, it's like you guys just labeled yourselves as one thing because you decided if you were all collectively together, you belong to this one group of things. I never said that. You said that. I just said, all right, whatever makes their boat float as long as they're being productive. And that's when the plant starts to realize, oh, we were never productive. I remember growing up in that stagnant bag and everyone just doing the same thing and believing they were in the same thing and not trying to be anything different than what the titles they were given. They just stayed that same thing. And there's people who are still dormant in that bag, not knowing what type of fruit they are, what type of seeds they produce, what type of life they give. This is where we start to pay attention to why I love nature and what God has taught us so many times through the elements of growing our own food, watching just a simple thing in nature, just watching the grass. This is all stuff that started as a seed that had no idea what its full potential was. And then that one little blade of seed, you know what I mean? Come on, think about grass. It's one seed. And then it goes, it just germinates all around, just all the way out. And it becomes a whole full colony. A patch of grass is a patch of grass because there's so many blades that were like, nope, I'm not just one, I'm multiple. I know by now you follow the analogy of the story that I'm telling. Just because we're put in a box, this is your country, this is your name, this is your politics, this is your ethnicity, these are your beliefs. Great. Doesn't matter what conditional beliefs you've been given. Your body has so much full potential for you to grow into something that God had already planned for you. I tell people this, we get so caught up in forgetting that we are each facilitators to the next generation. What you learn and what you think you'd have or don't have, the next generation will have, because think about evolution. The reason that our offspring are so important to humans because our next evolution is our next generation. Okay? We're not growing extra appendages because we realize we don't need extra appendages if we have our brain. If we can use this brain to process to make tools. So that's why the human got so uppity with what it thinks it can do. But other animals, they just adapt. Oh, okay, I need a new leg. Bloop, grow a new leg. Oh, I need that extra feather? All right, let's just start growing that extra feather in the next generations so that they have it, because this element that we now live in, we need it. That's how evolution has always worked. We as humans, we don't get to see that. We think because we stopped evolving that we stop evolving. But when we stop thinking, we stop evolving. When we stop asking questions, we stop evolving. When you don't go past what you're told, you stop evolving, because just because someone tells you this is what you are or who you are, that does not mean that's how you grow. That does not mean that's what you grow. People don't know what kind of seed you are. Don't let people confuse you. Do not let people trick you, not even your own parents. Your parents can tell you, well, we come from a long line of orange seeds and we're orange seeds. Okay, well, something happened genetically somewhere down the line, maybe the soil, the culture, the environment you grew up in. You conditionally changed me to become a different type of orange, that now I have this red juice instead of orange juice. I don't know. Just follow the analogy. The point is what you but you get what I'm trying to say? This is the whole level of everything that we're coming into. We all vibrate on different vibrations. People get caught up in thinking everything sounds loony. Bro, me talking to you, these are vibrations. If I take away the meaning of the word, if doesn't mean that the content or the meaning of what I was trying to say changed. But the vibrations of how I said it and enunciated it changed. So you didn't understand what I said. This is how spirit works. Unless you go read up, study up, glow up, blow, whatever, it's up to you. Because again, you don't have to do anything. No one's telling you to do anything. No one's saying you have to do anything. All we're saying is that when we, the collective conscious, come together and we start realizing and recognizing that there's patterns of dysfunction that we can actually fix. We have enough knowledge now and enough free radical cells that broke off from the collective to go figure out, hey, you actually don't have to live this way. I've been living this way for years and I'm thriving. I'm not saying this is the only way of living, but I'm saying it's another option of living versus the only way we've been given to live, which is that linear system of banging our heads back and forth, only producing the one thing we're told to produce, oranges. And there's a lot of apple trees and watermelons right now. I'm trying to become a tree. You ain't gonna become a tree, watermelon. I'm sorry, no one told you. There's a lot of people right there. That simple moment of emotional understanding. You're not any less than, you're just not that. You grow differently. People need to hear that. We all grow differently. Yes, we are one human race. Yes, we are broken into different collective consciousness of cultures and representations of this. But these are the bags that someone else put us in. Okay, guys? Someone else from history, our ancestors back in the day, they just picked some land. They was just trying to get away from each other, honestly. When you think about expansion, it was other motherfuckers trying to get away from each other. They wasn't trying to do no new land because they was like, let's do this for people. They was like, nah, people suck. Let me move out here and get away from people. And then other people found out about it and then moved where they lived. That's how it works. Why do you think cities are saturated? I remember I moved to a city because I was so bored with the country. I didn't understand the beauty of the country. I didn't understand the full magnitude of the blessings of living in the country. So when I moved to the city, I was like, I gotta get away from this. It's so boring. It's too slow. I need some more experience. Oh, I got more experience. I got way more experience than I needed, but I'm happy I got it because now that overflow of extra experience, I can now manifest and transmute that into wisdom and experience to give to someone else and say, trust me, you got this far, but I got this far. And when I tell people, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, background, or all this culture shit, but because we have it in place and we're so convinced we're these types of labels that whatever the bag says, there's times that we have to go in and try to fight that. Don't fight that. Be the seed that you were meant to be. I love you guys.